Welcome to the Young Pro Show. My name is David, and today on the show is our guest Craig Myers, who is an incredible leader out in Barrie, Ontario right now, originally from Ottawa. He is somebody that I've known for the past couple of years, and the amount that he's grown over the past few years has been absolutely incredible. So I'm super excited to have you on the show here to share some value with the young leaders. Why don't you start off, Craig, by just sharing a little bit about yourself and what brought you to this point in your life here today?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. I think the biggest thing that brought me to the point I'm at right now, obviously I could go in depth on my story and I'll kind of just touch on it quickly, but I think the biggest thing is just self-awareness. I think everyone comes to a point in their life that they hit this certain pinnacle, that they just kind of awaken to a new person that they can be or that they're meant to be. And I think that everyone has their God-given path because we're all God's highest form of creation. And eventually when they do get awakened to, okay, I'm not on the right path, then when they do get awakened to it, they go all in. So that's kind of what happened back in the day. I would say end of grade 12, marks weren't really that good, wasn't really that good at sports, but one thing I was really good at was dreaming big, having huge dreams, having huge ambitions, but never having the how. I had that why, that 99.9% that you do need, and that 1% I didn't have, or that 0.1% I didn't have. So I think the biggest thing was like when that came into play, which was happened to be at my old company I was with, and it was an MLN company. My buddy hits me up one day and he's like, dude, like I'm super excited. I got to get you on this call with me and my mentor. I'm like, you have a mentor? Like, what is that? Like, I'm in grade 12. I've never heard of that. And like, I can't come out and drink tonight because like it's a Wednesday and I got to pick up my marks. So he's like, literally just listen to me, get on this Skype call. Beauty of technology these days. We can Skype around the world or do whatever we want around the world. And we can be in more places than one time, just like this video. So I think that was the biggest thing was I got on this call. He gives me the pitch. He shows me what we're going to do, how we're going to change the world, and how we're going to create a revolution, which was already happening. It was breaking 6-figure, 7-figure earners. And I see all this, and the questions that were going through my head was, number one, can I do it? Can I do what he is doing? For sure, I could learn the pitch. For sure, I could play a few videos. For sure, I could do it, but is it worth it? And that's the question you have to ask yourself in the end is what I'm doing right now worth what I'm going to get in the future? Because if you do what is easy right now, you will get what is hard later on. But if you do what is hard right now, you will have an easier life later on. Everyone's going to have pitfalls. Everyone's going to have ups and downs, but it's breaking through them to get to the next step. Because at each level, you have a new devil. So I think that's the biggest thing. Fast forward, got some money, started up, became decently successful with that, ended up switching companies from that nutrition company to a new company. It's an anti-aging company. So that's what I'm on the path right now, building an organization out in Barrie, Ontario, which is just 45 minutes out of Toronto. I usually just tell people Toronto just because they're like, oh, where's Barrie? And they have to explain north from Toronto, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just out there building that. Stopped working. I was in school in entrepreneurship and I kind of just switched over to full-time business right now because I see the opportunity, I see the potential, and the amount of hours and time that I could put into this that I was putting into school could create a tremendous ROI for me on the other end of things. So that's sort of the path I'm on right now.
Nice. ROI, return on investment?
Exactly.
Awesome. So Craig, I love that you jumped on this opportunity even though that you might not have had the belief in yourself. So would you agree that when you started, you might not have had the same belief in yourself as you do now? And what was it like taking that leap of faith despite the fact that you didn't have the belief in yourself?
Most definitely. I think the biggest thing that people can learn is like the treasure you seek is in the cave you fear to enter. So that's the biggest thing is taking that leap of faith can be scary, can be one of the things you don't want to do, but growth comes from when you step outside of your comfort zone. So that was the biggest thing as well was I was excited about it. I was excited to do it, and I remember my first presentation I ever did, stood up in front of I think it was 15 of my good friends, like real good friends. I stood up and my brain just left me and sat back down. So I was just kind of up there and I'm like, just not sure what to say, and then I was like, welcome everyone, and I sat back down and got my buddy to come back up and just start speaking, and I had this whole presentation lined out. So I think the biggest thing is really studying it, question it logically, think about it rationally, and then see if it's for you or not, because there is so many opportunities out there. There's so much knowledge, but not enough wisdom. So it's really depending on the path you want to take to progress where you want to go. Is that the right opportunity?
Cool, man. So what do you view, you've been on this entrepreneurial journey for a couple of years now?
Yeah.
What do you think has changed mostly within you since you made the decision to start going after your dreams and start making things happen? And when you made the decision to step out of your comfort zone, what do you think has changed most about yourself and the way that you perceive your life?
First off, if you want the actual answer to that, go to my old Facebook profile, same name, Craig Myers, and check out, it's like this baby and it says, we meet again, and it's like the mirror and stuff. Go check out my old photos on that profile. You'll see the change in like my new profile to my old profile and like the person that I kind of developed myself into. The biggest change that I think I did was the clouds and the dirt, I would say. The clouds is in like my high-end philosophies and like what I believe in compared to the dirt right now, which is actually getting deep into the practitionership and deep into the craft of building it both. And before I didn't have any of that. I mean, I was just on the straight path, like I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get a career, work 40 hours for my life, 40 hours a week, retire on 40% of my income, and then buy a $40 watch, which is pretty much obsolete these days. I mean, the $40 watches are still there, but good luck at the end of it all. So I think the biggest thing was the clouds and the dirt, pushing both edges and seeing where that's going to end up. Because I raised my thoughts, I raised my beliefs, I raised my feelings, my vibrations, all of that to the next level that could produce higher levels of what I was trying to go after. But it all comes with growth. It comes in time.
So you started to think at a higher level, you started to do more in alignment with the way that you were thinking, and in turn you started to change yourself and change the results that you were having?
Definitely. I think your thoughts determine, or your words determine your thoughts, and your thoughts determine your actions, and your actions determine your habits, and your habits determine your lifestyle. So if you're looking at on the other end of the spectrum of what I used to be, it was on the same progression of things, but it was for the downfall. And now I guess whatever success you want to have, success is just the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So when I was on that downfall, I guess I was becoming successful because my main ideal was I got to get hammered this weekend. I got to do a bunch of stupid stuff, and then that'll be a good weekend to me, and then wait until Friday, Saturday, Sunday again, and then recover all week, and kept doing that. So I was a success back in the day. My success now is I want to create lots of millionaires, sorry, not millions. That'll come with it. But from that money that I do get, don't get me wrong, money is close up there with oxygen when you don't have it, but when you do have it, what's like your kind of bigger purpose? What's the thing you want to do with it? And that's really what drives me. It's my end philosophy of like what I want to do in life and what I have written down and stuff like that.
Wow, awesome. I like that when you said that success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And no matter where you are in your life, even if your goal is to go out and drink this weekend, go out and get, screwed up, you still could consider yourself successful if that's your worthy ideal that you're progressing to. But we have to define our success for ourselves, realize what it is that will make us feel successful, and then progress towards that. So what makes you feel like you are successful is recreating leaders, recreating people and helping them change your life.
100%. That's the biggest thing is like you gotta, and that comes with self-awareness again. It's like I can go out and I can do what I want to do and I can be what I want to be, but the thing is eventually you're gonna hit a point that you're gonna have to decide where do you want to go from that area. You're gonna come to a crossroads, and that's the thing that came to me was I came to a crossroads. My mom used to say I have champagne taste on a bologna salary, which was true. I mean, I was at a point that I was trying to decide on schooling, and I was lucky to get into any school because my marks weren't that good. I wasn't good at sports, and basically my counselor was like, you may as well just apply to a shitload of schools because then you may get lucky and you may get accepted to one of them. And that's what happened. I took hospitality and tourism, and I applied to, I think it was 10 schools, and I got accepted to Georgian College out in Barrie. And I think they were just at the time accepting anyone who was breathing. So I got in there. But yeah, I mean, I think it comes with self-awareness. Like, really, who do you want to be? Taking out the weekend, taking out everything that has happened to you in the past, everything that's going to happen to you in the future, and right now, writing down a list and pages of who do you want to be, like what characteristics do you have, what do you want to possess, who do you want to help, what type of causes do you want to donate to, and so on.
Wow. So you came from a place where you weren't really seeing a lot of success. You weren't doing too well in school. You weren't doing that well in sports. You were still doing it. And now you're starting to win. And you're starting to make shit happen. And see the results and reaping the results of the seeds that you've planted. So how does it feel now to be in the place where you can now look at yourself, your life, and see the benefits of the seeds that you've planted?
Definitely good. Obviously, your mind is kind of like a garden, and whatever you feed it or whatever you plant in it grows. Right. Whatever you water continually, you get sun on it, and it'll grow. And what I was growing back in the day wasn't what I wanted. It was weeds. So it took time to weed the garden, and then it took time to plant the new seeds, and then it took time to make them grow. So it feels real good, but at the same time, it's not where I want to be yet. There's always growth. There's always progression. Perfection's a myth. Progress is the goal. So that's what I'm striving towards, is always trying to become a better person. I mean, even in the simplest things. Like, you have the smallest habits that you don't even realize you have. But if you check yourself and you keep self-aware throughout the whole day, you'll realize that you do have them. Like, think about it. Your toothbrush. How do you put your toothpaste on your toothbrush? And I'm sure if you do check out the way you do it and you look back, you've done it the same way for almost 15, 16, 17 years now, which is mind-blowing. But now if you start to realize other things going around you that you're doing and that you're making happen, you can definitely make a change for the better or for the worse. And it's really your decision. That's all it comes down to.
Right. We spend our time doing things every single day that we might not even be aware that we're doing, but we're doing it because we've built that habit for ourselves.
Unconsciously competent.
And we could do the same thing with our success habits.
Yeah.
And developing our mind into that of a successful person if we continue to build those habits the same way. But what are some habits that you've built for yourself every day now that are starting to progress you into the person that you want to be?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, well, I'll just go over my morning habits, I guess. Every successful person, through studying tons of people and all this knowledge that I'm actually talking about right now, don't get me wrong, I didn't make this up. I took it from people like Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, and so many other individuals that have tremendous success, not in just a monetary asset. They do have that, but it's a well-rounded pillars of life. So I realized that they all get themselves in a state in the morning. So first thing I do, before I wake up, or as soon as I wake up, I have this in my hand, right beside my bedside, and it's basically a goal card. What I do is I'll read that. I'll read it out loud, as much enthusiasm, trying to spark some emotion with it, because it really does get me fired up. So that's the first thing I do. Second is I sit down and I write 10 things I'm grateful for. And I'll write why I'm grateful for. I won't touch my phone. I won't even touch it for like the first hour and a half unless I get a phone call from like my mom or like one of my business partners or something like that, because there could be something like a situation happening. After I write 10 things I'm grateful for, straight to the gym unless I'm starving, then I'll kind of quickly eat something. Straight to the gym, get my heartbeat up, get a sweat going, get back, shower, eat, meditate, read, and then I'll speak. But when I speak, I'll listen to myself speaking. I'll record it. And then when I'm eating again, and I'm checking my Facebook stuff and all the social medias, because I do networking on there as well to produce more business results, not just physically, but online as well. So when I'm checking that, I'm taking notes on myself speaking. What can I spark in a better enthusiastic tone? What can I use here to pitch a higher word and tonality with voice and stuff like that? So that's what I do in the morning,
You
and
do
then
that
the rest of the day.
every single morning.
Every single morning.
Wow. Good for you, man.
Thank you.
That's
I appreciate that.
And that's what it takes, developing those habits within yourself. And if you continue to build on those habits, you will become successful. Can you read your goal card for us?
Yeah. I'll leave the monetary stuff out of it just because I don't like to put that out there too much. But it says, I am so happy and grateful now that. So I am, putting it in the present tense. You already have it. And there's certain universal laws out there and certain things that can help you attract things, and I'm pretty sure I would say half of this audience would know about them, or at least touch on them. If you've seen the movie The Secret, that's the very, very basis of it, of what I'm talking about, so you'll kind of get a grasp of it. So I'm so happy and grateful. Now that I'm providing hope to 84 friends and help 2 friends dream lifestyles come true through financial options and through the utilization and promotion of a revolutionary youth enhancement system. On January 12th, 2017, I'm double diamond director with 2 diamond directors, 12 sapphire legs, and 84 executives in my organization. I'm cycling at 1,500 times a month, 375 a week, 83 a day, earning blank and blank a year, blank a month, blank a week, blank a day, 78 an hour, $1.30 a minute. I gave up my time, money, thoughts, sleep, friends, and my old life to provide hope and cultivate a new life for not only myself and the people on my team, but for the people who are less fortunate than I am. I'm donating to my nonprofit philanthropic cause, and I'm overall so happy and grateful now that I'm using my time freedom to become more into the person I was meant to be, and using my financial freedom to impact people's lives, travel the world, and provide happiness for my friends, family, the girl of my dreams, and myself. So that's my goal card.
That's powerful.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And you say that, how do you read it every single day?
Yeah, out loud in the mirror, and I have on the mirror, it's a Steve Jobs quote, and it says, if I were to do what I'm about to do today, if it was my last day on life, or on this earth, would I do it? Question mark.
Wow.
And I read it in front of that every day.
Wow. And you answer it honestly to yourself every single day?
Every single day.
Wow. Guys, surround yourself by things that will make you feel like you're getting closer to the goals that you want to have. Craig reads this card every single day, reads a quote on his mirror every single day, and surrounds himself by an environment that is going to, again, push his harvest forward, grow the things that he wants in his life, grow the success in his life that he wants to happen. And if you continue to surround yourself by these things, if you can continue to build those successful habits, if you continue to plant the seeds of your dream and continue to remember why you are waking up every single day, then you are inevitably going to become successful. So Craig, I want to know what's next for you, man. I mean, I know you read this goal card, but where do you really see yourself in the future, man? What is your purpose on this planet right here?
Okay, so that's a hard question to answer, definitely. I think professionally, I can't answer that because 5 years ago, Snapchat, Instagram, GoPro, Netflix wasn't what it was today. So professionally, the world's changing. One of my favorite quotes actually is, in a changing world, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned will find themselves perfectly suited for a world that no longer exists. Which is basically just talking about the world is changing, times are changing, everything is changing around us, and if you don't change with it, you're going to get left behind. Tony Robbins talks about if you're not growing, you're dying. So I think the biggest thing, professionally, I can't predict. Personally, I'm going to be in better shape. I'm going to be spending more time with my family, friends, that girl, and I'm going to be hacking life to have a better balance, to be doing what I want, when I want, with who I want. And I think that's a deeper meaning than just saying it. So that's where I'll be personally.
Wow, okay. Well, hopefully we'll have you back on the show when you're getting closer to your goals, and we can talk more about that. Lastly, closing question, Craig. Who is one person that you know that should be on the Young Pro Show?
Wow. This is a guy I haven't talked to in a bit just because he's out in New York. But one of the guys that actually opened up my self-awareness to where I am at today, Carter Bradeur. So I kind of owe it all to him for opening up that door that leads to the store.
Okay. All right, Craig. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Young Pro Show today. It was amazing to have you, and I know you brought some amazing content to all the viewers that are out there. Guys, remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. And thank you for tuning into the Young Pro Show.
Craig Myers.
Craig Myers. Talk to you soon.